what we're seeing with the traction is to take Kanban into the broader IT business, specifically portfolio management, to help us manage our portfolio projects. Why do we want to do this? Your typical IT organization is consistently getting hit with tidal waves of projects year after year, and they don't stop coming. At the same time, we're facing cost pressures to do more with less. This is a problem. As a result, your typical IT organization is literally drowning in projects, and we're struggling to stay afloat. Your average knowledge worker and manager in an IT organization is like a scuba diver in the deep sea, where there's limited to no visibility to the work going on. Typical response, if you're getting flooded water, is go build a dam, right, to stop the flood, stop flow. That's not a very lean principle. Typical implementations that you'll see in IT organizations to add more process, gates, and checkpoints as a way to slow flow down. As a result, we have ended up with a maze of processes. This is a system that's been designed to slow projects down. No wonder it takes us so long to deliver our projects. This is a place where projects come to die. I want to offer an alternative solution. Think of a marketplace. It's busy, it's chaotic, there's a lot of things going on, but underneath the hoods is a highly efficient system to match buyers and sellers using economic bargaining. We want to make sure that we take market principles and idea. We don't want to end up with a black market, where we want to move away from politics and back alley dealings as a way to prioritize projects into a game of information and transparency to the customer so they can make economic decisions. How do we do this? Enter Kanban as we know it. What we can do is take Kanban, pump it up with 3 principles, and we get Kanban on steroids as a way to enable a visual marketplace for economic bargaining to manage our project portfolios. Principle 1, offer a common unit of currency. We want to make sure this unit of currency is scarce. That's the only way it's going to work. The problem with planning nowadays is we depend on funding. We have more money than we can spend. That's not our scarce resource. Time and effort is. The approach to do this is analyze the demand in an organization, come up with a standard set of work types, with size, with how it impacts my capacity, lead time, throughput, and create a virtual map of how this impacts my capacity. This becomes a virtual bank of currency. Here's an example that we worked with a client to create an enterprise-wide catalog of all the work types, classes of service, lead times, and costs. This became the common unit of currency for the organization to plan projects. Principle 2, we need to provide a marketplace for our buyers to leverage the currency and use it to bargain and negotiate. We don't want just the customers to bargain with IT, we want customers to bargain with themselves. It's almost like an auction. We want to move the game of prioritization to the customer. We do this by exposing queues in our system of work to our customers, setting allocations and getting them to participate in the bargaining and negotiation process based on available capacity. That's a full system. Making it real, here's an example of a client with shared services development organization that has 6 different stakeholders. They set up queues, gave it to their customers, set allocations, and ran a monthly replenishment meeting where customers would bargain with each other based on the currency available. Principle 3, provide just-in-time information to promote market liquidity. So what we want to do, since we're using Kanban systems and we limit WIP, resources tend to get binded to work. We want to make sure that there's flexibility in the system so people can not just buy, but also sell the work and release it to promote liquidity and agility. We do this by decomposing projects into increments of business value that we can visualize at the portfolio level so customers can make a decision on when to sell, when to expedite, and what to slow down. Here's an example of a portfolio Kanban board with a retailer out in the UK. They visualized all the minimal marketable feature sets of a project that got decomposed. In real time, the customers can now make decisions on when do they want to release, when do they want to slow down, and when do they want to expedite things. By applying these 3 principles and taking the notion of a marketplace, we can take our Kanban systems and enable economic bargaining across the enterprise and move the prioritization game from us into the hands of the customer. This is the first step to moving an organization towards leveling flow, which is one of the principles we're trying to get in a lean system. This moves us away from budgets into a throughput-based planning system so we can balance demand versus supply. Thanks for listening, guys. My name is Alexis Hui. We have a blog if you're interested in this topic. We have a lot of posts on this, and there's my third hand.